The story kicks off in October 1830, introducing retired Detective Augustus Landor. He's officially retired, enjoying a quiet life. But that peace ends when a captain arrives, saying the superintendent wants to speak with him. Landor has to go with the captain, where the captain and superintendent inform him it was their training named Fry. Just a few days ago, Fry was found dead near a tree, and now Landor is asked to investigate. This case is huge for the Academy. Their reputation is on the line, and the other trainees are gripped with fear. Landor shares that his wife passed away some time ago, and his daughter left years earlier. Now he's completely alone, broken by life. We see Landor at the morgue, examining Fry's body. He notices a mark on the back of Fry's head that the doctor had missed. The rope marks on his neck are uneven. Clearly, this wasn't a suicide. In Fry's hand is a tightly clutched scrap of paper, a torn piece with some writing on it. All signs point to one truth. Fry was murdered. Landor leaves the morgue and heads to the place where Fry's body was found. There, a trainee approaches, telling Landor he's been closely observing the case as well. The trainee notes that whoever killed Fry must be a poet. Fry's heart was removed, and that act is symbolic. Landor then decides to speak with the gate guard. The guard recalls that on the night Fry was killed, he was stationed right at the gate. At 2:30 a.m., an officer directed him to another room, and he left. The uniform and badges confirmed the officer's identity, but it was too dark to see the face clearly, and there was no badge on the shoulder. Meanwhile, other strange incidents occurred around the academy. Animals were killed, their hearts removed. These events suggest dark rituals, possibly linked to black magic. Landor wants this case solved quickly. He meets Poe again, urging him to work together. They examine the scrap of paper from Fry's hand, determined to unravel the mystery. Landor tells Poe to investigate the paper immediately. After that, he heads home. Upon returning home, he feels a deep longing for his daughter, who had departed from him a while back. Poe also comes there, and Landor says that since this piece of paper was found in Fry's hand, it means the killer used it to summon Fry to him. It was a kind of message, a piece of which remained in his hand. They both carefully examine the torn words and extract a message that says, at 11 o'clock, meet me by the lake. He says that he thinks the killer is a girl, and that he even saw a girl nearby this morning. The next day, Landor remembers. The doctor had told him that the heart would be kept in a cold place, so he goes to the ice house there. He had also called Edgar Poe there, and when they go inside, they find a triangle inside a circle. Also, there are candle marks there, which makes it clear that some kind of ritual was performed here. That's why both of them go to the church, where Landor's friend works. Landor shows the symbol to his friend. I've seen these symbols before. These symbols are used for magic. After that, he takes out a very old book and says that this book was written by someone. It was a very important book written by someone named Henry, who had killed many witches, but now that book has been destroyed. Henry later wrote many more books like it, but all of them are now missing. Ritual books. One made you. Never found. The address is like this. And quickly, he investigates and finds out that the doctor's son might be interested in these things, so he wants to meet him. He tells him everything. There is also a book of poetry found in Landor's house. Although Landor has no interest in poetry at all, he says that his daughter was very interested in poetry, and this book was hers. Landor then goes to the doctor's daughter's party, where he also meets her two friends. By talking to them, he learns that the person who was killed used to love the doctor's daughter. Landor then returns home, where at night he dreams of his daughter, who is wiping with her clothes and crying, saying that everything is ruined. Suddenly, Landor wakes up. He checks his daughter's clothes and cries loudly. In fact, he misses his daughter, who left some time ago, But Landor goes to Fry's funeral, where Fry's mother gives Landor his diary and says, "Maybe it will help you." He keeps the diary. Poe is shown meeting the doctor's daughter, Leah, in connection with the case, and the two start liking each other. They also go out together. Here, Poe learns that the doctor's daughter has seizures that can be life-threatening. Now at night, Poe is heading toward Landor. Just then, one of the two friends of the doctor's son, the one who had told Landor that Fry and the doctor's daughter had some relationship, attacks Edgar Poe, but by then Landor arrives and chases him away. After a while, it is discovered that the boy is also missing. The academy starts searching for him and soon finds his body. His heart had been removed, and Fry's had been taken out very professionally, whereas the doctor's son's friend's was removed very roughly. The captain calls Landor over and says, "What are you doing? We need to solve the case as soon as possible. The person you're keeping with you on this case lied to you. He knew Fry, had had a fight with him, and had threatened to kill him." Landor then goes to him and says, "You lied to me. You knew Fry. You had a fight with him, and you even threatened to kill him." He said, "Yes, I did. I can threaten someone, but I cannot take a life." Landor believes him. That night, the two of them go to the doctor's house. At the dining table, the doctor says that my daughter has a disease in which she has seizures, and she could die at any time. At night, when everyone falls asleep, Landor starts searching the house and finds an officer's uniform that belongs to the doctor's son. Landor then understands that on the night Fry was killed, the doctor's son must have worn this dress, after which he called him to the lake shore and killed him. Now Landor meets Captain, who tells him that one more trainee is missing, and this trainee is a friend of the two who have already died. Landor thinks he bolted in fear, since both his friends have met their fate. Now he feels his turn is next, so then he left this place. The superintendent asks the captain, "When you already know the doctor's son did everything, why don't you arrest him?" He says it won't be of any use because he is not alone. Even if he is arrested, it won't stop, so he leaves. There he asks his friend about Winter Henry. His friend says that Henry, but later he became a priest of the devil, after which he was burned. And he also shows him Henry's photo here. Seeing that photo makes everything clear, but because the photo is of none other than the doctor's great-grandfather, the same photo he had seen at the doctor's house. And the book in which many rituals are written, which had gone missing, is at the doctor's house. Afterward, he goes to the doctor and says, "I know everything. Giving him now won't help." The doctor says that his daughter's illness left her with only 3 months to live. But Leah somehow started contacting my great-grandfather, and through a spirit it was revealed that there is a special ritual by which a person can be cured. Landor asks, "Where are your children?" The doctor says he isn't home right now. Landor realizes they're at the ice house, where they do their ritual. When he gets there, he sees the doctor's wife, son, and daughter performing it, and the ritual is being done over. In fact, the doctor's daughter had ensnared him in her love so that his heart could be removed for the ritual. Fry's body is kept here as well. And before they can take out his heart, Landor arrives and tries to stop them. A fight breaks out between them, because of which a fire starts there. Although Landor and the doctor's wife manage to get out, the doctor's 2 children remain trapped inside. After this, we see that the doctor has been removed from his position and job in the hospital is completely fine. Landor has solved this case, so the captain and the superintendent thank him. A few days later, when he has completely recovered, he goes to Landor's house to meet him and says that the writing on the piece of paper found with Fry was yours. On the night Fry was killed, you went to meet him. You called him to the lakeside, after which you killed him. The doctor's wife and daughter only needed a human heart. They found Fry's body by the lake, where a pro had cleanly removed his heart. The next day you were called to investigate, and afterward you spun a different story, even dragging animals into it. Misled captain. Second was yours, not a medic. That's why you removed it so crudely. And the third boy who disappeared, that was you too. And I want to know why you did that. Landor confesses his crime and explains that 2 years ago, when my daughter was coming home alone, 3 boys grabbed her and assaulted her. My daughter was completely shattered. She couldn't bear the trauma, and a few days later she jumped from a hilltop. I never told anyone about her death. I only said she had left home. The shock of her death stayed in my heart. In her hand there remained the locket of one of those 3 boys, which was Fry's locket, through which I learned about Fry. So first, I killed Fry, and luckily, I knew nothing about his 2 friends. But then Fry's mom gave me Fry's diary. From the diary, I learned about both boys. Then I killed the second one too. I went after the 3rd boy as well, but he had already understood why his 2 friends, and knew that it was now his turn. So he ran away from there, but staying alive will be his punishment. He will live with that guilt wherever he is, which will be worse than death. He gives a piece of paper that has his handwriting on it. He says that with this piece of paper you can prove that I killed these people. Here, Poe becomes completely confused about what he should do. He knows that Landor has committed a crime, but he also knows that the boys Landor killed were guilty. They were not fit to live in society. So he burns both pieces of paper with Landor's handwriting and leaves. In the end, Landor is shown on the same hilltop from where his daughter had jumped. Then he lets his daughter's ribbon fly into the air. And with this scene, the story of this movie comes to an end. If you want to hear the next story about this movie, be sure to tell me in the comments below. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel and liked the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video.